We are picking up right where the last video ended off because it is day 1 of week 2 of the Rough Draft Challenge, and I have already written about 1,114 words today, which means I have hit my word count. We are doing good so far, and I'm really hoping to keep up this pace with one day off this week. So I'm using the 27 chapter outline to outline this whole story because I felt like that might be easier and faster than using Save the Cat. But honestly, this is kind of just being pantsed. And so I'm hoping to finish this whole story by the end of the month and then spend the next month really revising it and sending it out to beta readers. Like, I am kind of moving a little faster with this story than I think I could if this was a full novel, but I don't really see this being more than 25k words, but we'll see by the end of this month if it needs to be extended into a bit of a longer novella. My motto for April is just to have fun with writing, so I'm not taking it too seriously. Of course, I want to hit my goals, but I also really want to have fun writing, which I feel like I was starting to lose a little bit just because of how intense I was going with Project Hunger. So, like I said in my last video, that's going to be on the back burner for now while I focus on Project Lily, and I'm just having so much fun so far with this story. So for Project Lily, I'm still not too far into the story, but I'm hoping by the end of this week I can give you all a bit more details on what's going on. And we are quickly approaching hitting my second goal, which is once I hit 5k words, I'm going to, of course, draw my main character, but I want to take my time with her because I want her to actually look good. So stay tuned for that. Also, I still have not celebrated with my 2k reward, which was playing Sims. So honestly, I've hit my word count goal. We're starting off this week strong. I am gonna go play Sims right now, and I will see you all tomorrow for another update. While playing Sims for the last hour, I made this little apothecary that my main character works at, and I think when I have time to play some more, I'm gonna make the shop smaller and more cluttered to give it a more older and intimate vibe. But yeah, this is my unfinished apothecary. Okay, it's been quite a few days. It is day 14 of the Rough Draft Challenge, and I'm a little bit behind where I wanted to be, of course. So I was really hoping to get to 10,000 words before this week was over, but it looks like I'll probably end at 9,000 when I get back to writing today. Right now, I'm at a little over 8,000, so I'm not too far off my original goal, but I don't think I'm going to be writing 2,000 words today, mainly because I just really don't want to. Although I am having a lot of fun writing this story, I'm also just taking my time with it as well because, again, like I said before, April's motto is to just have fun with writing and not be too stressed out about it. Also, yesterday I had a really good writing session and discovered a lot about my characters and even threw in some new ones as I was working on some new scenes. But anyways, so I want to talk more about what this story is about. So you already know it is about a witch who was trying to create the perfect boyfriend, so she's brewing some potions and it's just not working out well. She's stealing things from the shop that she works at, which obviously isn't great. And I feel like I want this to have cozy vibes, but to still be very much like a horror. I mean, you don't just create a creature and then kill it when it's not exactly what you want and then start over and then repeat that process and the story not be a horror, I think. But that's something I really want to focus on, definitely in the revision phase, because right now I'm not getting a lot of horror, surprisingly, from how I'm writing the story so far, but I know that's a really important thing for me. So right now, the part of the story that I'm in, her and her best friend are just going through it. They are not having a good time with each other. They are constantly arguing and fighting, and then the guy is just kind of there. So I definitely need to work more on the romance element, and I'm struggling to say that this is a romance because the way it's being written, it's definitely not feeling like a romance, but that's what I want it to be. And as I've been writing different projects these last few months, I realize romance is something I absolutely struggle with writing. It's almost like a slow burn, except even at the end they're not together. And that's definitely not intentional. So I don't know if this happens to any of you, like you have a certain idea in mind for how you want the story to go, but it's just not getting there and you don't know why. If that's happened to you, what have you done to kind of fix that? maybe that's something that I just have to worry about in revision, and I'll just take notes on what I don't like about my story and then work on that later. I don't know, but that's just something I'm noticing as I'm writing the story. Also, since this is a novella, I'm trying not to include too many things that I feel like I can't wrap up, because I definitely intend on keeping this a novella for a very specific reason that I will tell you all about at a later time. But I also feel like I want to make sure I have enough stuff going on, but then I don't want to have too much stuff going on. So, yeah, I just feel like I'm in a weird place with this novella, but I'm still having a lot of fun writing it, and I can't wait to give you all more of an update when this is all done. But what I should do right now is get to writing and then do one final update before this week is over. So this is my main character. I like how this turned out overall, but this is definitely not the final look I want to go for. Right now, she's not giving off the vibes I want, so I'll probably spend more time drawing her out until I feel like I've captured who she is. But the background was inspired by tarot cards since they play a role in the story. So yeah, I like this enough, but this is far from the final version. Okay, so I finished my word count for the day hours ago, but I'm just now giving you all an update because I spent the last few hours actually working on a second outline, because I have it in my mind that if I can just have a really solid outline, I can have a really solid novella. So I started off with the 27 chapter outline, which I still really love. I think it's a quick way to just get down all your ideas, even though it's 27 chapters. But then I switched to Save the Cat because there's just a book on it and it goes into more detail about what your story should include. So I'm transferring over my outline from the 27 chapters to Save the Cat, and I feel like I'm getting a better understanding of all the stuff I want to happen in my story. But once I finish my outline, which will definitely happen not today, I will give you all an update on how that's going. But for now, it is the end of week 2, and I got a total of 9,208 words done for these last 2 weeks total, so I am a little behind, but I am now up to about 37% of the way to my goal of 25K for the month. And tomorrow is my last day of work, kind of. So I feel like I'll definitely be able to spend a lot more of my day just writing. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm not going to try to push myself to write a lot more than I need to each day, but I am going to try to hit my word count early on in the day instead of waiting until the evening, because doing that today was actually really, really nice. So I could spend my afternoon and evening just working on outlining and fixing up some things, instead of what I usually do, which is write a little bit during the day, but spend most of my time writing at night and feeling really stressed out that I'm not going to hit my word count for the day. So another week down and only 2 more to go. If you're doing the Rough Draft Challenge, let me know how it's been going for you down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching.